focus on identifying the greatest common factor. Okay? Before we dive into that, I'm going to use the word trinomial. Anyone know what a trinomial is? A binomial with 3. So, for example, your last test was all about these guys. What was this family of functions called? Starts with the cube, quadratics. And those are trinomials, and you're right. Trinomial has 3 terms. 3 terms. So today we're going to find the greatest common factors of trinomials. That's our goal for today. We're building to factoring quadratics and seeing what that does for us. We're building to that point. We'll be finishing all of the solving of quadratics. Basically, you're going to see quadratics in this unit and the next unit, so we're not quite done. So if you didn't score too well on that last test, you should check in with me because it's not going away. Sweet. Here are things to keep in mind. What is the biggest number that can divide out of each term?
3.
So that's what you're looking for. How many variables do they both have? What is left over after you remove those shared things? So what is in common with all 3 terms here? What'd you say, Miley? 3. 3 is in common. So I'm going to take out 3. What am I left with in the first term? 3 times what gets me 3x cubed?
X times x.
Or x cubed? Yep. X times x times x. What's the next term going to be? 3. Good. What's the next term going to be? 9x. Do you think this is the greatest common factor? Is there anything else I could factor out?
No, I'm so lost.
We're doing the opposite of distributing. Okay, if you want to add that there. Opposite. Is there one more thing I could pull out that's in common with all 3 terms? Anyone see it? X. So I'm going to pull out an x from each of these. So now it would be 3x. What would that first term be? X times what gets me x cubed? X squared. Three x times what gets me 3x squared? X. And 3x times what gets me 9x? Okay. Pause a sec. Number 2. What is in common with all 3 terms?
They all have a 1 in front of it. And
A
they're all
negative one?
negative.
And they're all negative. So let's factor out a negative. What else? 18, 15, and 12. Are those all divisible by something? 3. So let's factor out a negative 3. Negative 3 times what gets me negative 18x squared? 6x squared. Negative 3 times what gets me negative 15x? Positive 5x. Negative 3 times what gets me negative 12? Plus 4. So we could write this out with parentheses. 6x squared plus 5x plus 4. Again, you're doing the opposite of distributing. Any questions? Let's try it now. You got some problems to try with someone near you, a partner. Let's try it now. Again, what are they all divisible by? Look for a number, look for a variable. You've got 1 and 2, try, and then 3 and 4 are multiple choice. Try with a partner. Let's go. You got to pull out the greatest common factor. Yeah, for number 4, it should be C. Questions about greatest common factor? We're going to do a problem together before I let you do the homework. We're going to do a problem from your homework. Any questions from the lesson? I know it was short today. All we talked about is greatest common factor. That's it. Okay, go to 11 in the homework. Go to 11. Okay, these are just going to get us ready for what we're building to. These are called diamond problems. It's the diamond. The pattern is the 2 top things are multiplying. So you're trying to multiply x and y. The 2 bottom things are adding together. So let me give you an example. 15. What 2 things multiply to be 15 but add to be 8?
5 and 3.
5 and 3. Okay. In part B, we're given the 2 side things. So 3 times 1 is 3, and 3 plus 1 is 4. See, you're given the top, and you're missing a side. So you have to say 5 times what gives me 10? 2. And then we add those together. 5 plus 2 is 7. You guys see the pattern? This is going to help us build for what we're doing at the end of this unit. Pattern. D has fractions, your favorite, right? You forgot to do fractions, that's fine. We're going to do half times 1/3. When you multiply fractions, what do you do?
Butterfly across.
Don't butterfly them. You just multiply straight across. So we have 1/6. If I add fractions, we have to have a common denominator. So 6 would be the easiest. 1/2 is how many sixths? 3. 1/3 is how many sixths? 2. So the bottom is 5/6. We won't have anything that complex. Questions? So homework is 1 through 10.